Right.
Right.
Here we are. I'm down in Hertfordshire with Mick McGeough, who is another one of our British skating legends. I think that's certainly fair to say. He's been around the block a bit in terms of roller skating. He might have been around the block a bit in other areas, but we'll let him talk about that. So I've got like a list of questions, so I'm sure that I'd like you just to enlighten us. But first and foremost, Mick, so when and where were you born?
I was born in Friar Barnet, North London. Where? When? 1946.
Right. Okay.
A little while. Yeah, right.
yeah. Well, you're wearing well for an 83-year-old.
Right near the lunatic asylum
In
Coney
Friar Barnet.
Hatch. Yes.
Right. So, how did you get into roller skating?
Started really all for I had two brothers and a sister, and my dad bought us all a pair of Jacko skates one Christmas because we was all into it, up and down the street. And I wore all four pairs out, all of them. They give up one after a while. Then my sister took me to Saturday morning skating at Alexandra Palace, and I think his name was Sid. Percy it was. Used to look after the skating on Saturday morning. You get about 500 kids. You couldn't move on the rink. It was just incredible. And he used to kick everybody off for about half a dozen of us to do speed skating. Gentlemen only in those days. I was 12.
Right.
And then he got about half a dozen of us to come up to the North London, because he knew people in the North London club. He said, "You lot are good enough to go and join the club," which I did.
You joined North London, did you?
No.
Right.
I went training with them.
Right.
And Terry Horner was the trainer at the time. And at least, we only went once a week, and he would kick everyone off the floor and get us to do a half a mile. Well, all the others dropped out because they was only doing half a mile a week. Don't be me, because I just carried on because I liked doing it. Then one Sunday evening at the Palace again, this girl said, "Do you want to join Alexandra Palace?" And I went, "Yeah, all right." Because as a kid, you've got no loyalties, have you?
Yeah.
No,
Did North London train at the Palace, did they? Were they
yes, Mondays and Thursdays.
Right, okay, yeah.
And the Broadway did as well on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
So, yeah, all right. So I went and joined. I went to the Palace, and Charlie Appleby, he won the half mile in 1952
Something
at
like that.
Bay.
Yeah.
He just took me under his wing, and I skated with him week in, week out. And I always reckoned I was skating like him. There's another little Charlie Appleby.
Yeah.
They immediately got me to join the club. They give me wheels, skates. I had a crap pair of skates, and they give me a proper pair of skates. They got them put together. And then Pat Jennings goes, he saw me up, he said, "I thought you was in our club." I went, "Well, actually, no." I said, "I came week in and week out. It's the first time you've spoken to me is now." No one spoke to me at all. So I went and joined the Palace, and everything was lovely after that.
Right.
Sunday morning, wonderful.
So you started really a skating career with the Palace and ended it with the Palace, and so you never skated for any other club really when you competed?
No, not at all.
So in those days, I'm assuming that there was no championships for junior kids, but was the races for juniors?
Yeah, there was races. Yeah. Oh, there was quite a few races. First race was at the Embassy.
Your first ever race, yeah?
First ever race.
Yeah.
Moyden. What was the other one? There was a few others. Reynolds. Butterworth.
Is this a senior?
Junior.
Junior. Oh, so Reynolds. Oh, okay.
Junior. We were juniors.
Yeah.
I think Tony Cordell must have been there, but the Birmingham had a very, very strong junior section.
Right.
But at least half a dozen. They had gold medal times and everything. They could beat most of the seniors in there because Leo trained them really, really well.
Yeah.
And I was only very short. Very short in those days, and there was this bloke 6 foot tall, and I probably just didn't come up to his shoulders. And Sharman goes, "Right, you've got to watch what you're doing and see how they're going." And because in those days, when the gun went, you went. So I'm in the front, and I don't know what I'm doing. Right. I think they all passed me by the end of the heat anyway. I think I got in one or two finals, but I think they did have a junior.
In this section.
No, they didn't have it. The first was the Julian something Julian.
Oh, the
True.
Charles Julian Davis Cup, I think it is. These one, yeah.
And I think Peter Fowles was one. Peter Butterworth might have won it.
Yeah, well,
We
that
did
was
have
one
a
of
junior championship.
They did, yeah, but it
yeah.
was right in the early '60s. They didn't start until the early '60s. Yeah,
Moyden won.
Yeah.
Well,
right,
I would have. Yeah, I was.
because Feason, I think, won as well.
Yeah.
As a junior. Yeah.
Moyden probably won one of the
Yeah,
early.
I think he did. Yeah.
Butterworth must have been the first one to win it.
Right. I can tell you from the
I
record
think
book,
so. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I've got an idea he was one of the first.
So how long did it take you before you started just going down the rinks and training with these people to think like, actually, I'm not too bad at this? Because I mean, in them days there was quite a lot of skaters. So I imagine that the pool of skaters, some were good, some weren't so good. Some, it was quite, what I mean, it was a bit of a mix and match. But when did you start thinking, actually, I ain't bad. I'm not bad at this at all.
Well, the worst thing of all in those days, I mean, I was the only junior in the Palace anyway,
right? Okay.
For a long, long time. But because the Birmingham was so strong, there was 6 of them. As I say, from vague memories, they were very, very good.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would ever beat them at all, because I thought they had a lot of natural talent. But being a stubborn sort of git like me, I just loved it, and I just kept plugging and just kept skating. Never thought of anything really.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever won anything as a junior at all.
Right. Okay.
But my very first senior race was the 16 to 19s. It was the Hicks Cup or something at Herne Bay. Anyway, I went down. I didn't know what I was doing, and that's when I first met Derek Blake. And he told me he hated me for years because of this, because he's the boy, he'd been training and that's it, and I've come down and beat him, you see, in this half mile or mile, I can't remember, I think it was a mile actually. And it was until years later he told, I think it was probably when we was playing golf a couple of years ago, he said, I hated you for years. I was the kid, I was going to win. This stranger come down from up London and beat me.
Yeah, because Blake was he was a good skater.
Oh, he was very, very good round Herne Bay. He was very, very good, and I just got the start and just beat him, you see. So that was I don't think I really thought I'm good at this as such. I felt, because I loved it so much, and because I kept trying and my thoughts were later, because I tried so hard to get there, I weren't going to stop. Whereas the others that appeared to have a lot of natural talent, came easy, give it up.
Yeah.
Years and years before they realised what they could have been.
Oh, was you a sporty kid anyway? I mean, did you consider other sports, or was you good at any other sports, or was it always skating? Was it always going to be skating? How did that?
My teacher thought I was good at football.
Right, but
I mean, I used to play football as a kid.
Yeah.
In fact, he said, I didn't even think about it. I was playing football. He said, McGeough, he was a 6'12" Indian bloke. He was just toughy. Very good football. I went, thank you, sir. It was really out of the blue. Cricket I played.
Yeah.
Good bowler. But being a kid, they didn't, you're too little to play, and you can go out in the field and stuff. I enjoyed it. It was good. I just got involved in skating. That was it. There was nothing else for me.
So who coached you then as a kid and coming through the ranks? Yeah.
Early days was Charlie Appleby.
Right.
I followed him around that rink for hours.
Yeah.
Hours every Sunday morning, and I learned an awful lot from Charlie. How to get around the corner. He was very, very good on bends. Very good. When he won at Herne Bay.
Yeah.
He was a short, stocky fella.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, I know
Charlie.
Charlie.
Him as a judge.
Well, I know him as a judge, and funny enough, when I was speaking to Bob Alford some months back, he got some old photographs out, and and he saw Charlie with his curly blonde hair and stuff. Yeah. So
I learned, like everything else, if you get a very good grounding in anything, if you've got anything going for you, you'll improve on that. And the fact that I had that grounding, I think, was the mainstay of my career.
And was he your mentor then? Would you say, was he the guy you sort of as a kid you looked up to? Is it? Or
yeah, but he never acted like a mentor, as I remember. He took me around the track and he showed me and he told me and did things, but he never sort of. I didn't appear to. I was only 13 when I first started, and he'd only just retired
Right.
from racing, so he's still fit.
Yeah.
But I looked up to him because, as far as I'm concerned, he was the business. Even though Tony Wordsworth at the time was the best in the club,
Oh, right, okay.
and they always finished with a 5 mile.
Right.
And Tony always won the 5 mile.
Yeah, in the club, yeah.
In the club training.
Yeah.
You know, that was the way he always finished with a. Henry was a trainer at the time.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Early days was Henry.
Yeah.
And then a few years after that, I don't know what I was when Cyril took over. Possibly 16-ish.
Yeah.
No, I think Henry was still training then. Maybe 17, 18 or whatever. Cyril took over.
So who would you say when you was coming through like at that sort of stage? Was there any particular? I say who was it, but there might have been anybody. But was there any particular skater at that era that you thought this is the guy I want to be like, or this is the guy
Woodley.
Yeah.
And Eason.
Because they were world beaters, or because
this is before Leo won. He won in 64, was it? 63 in Nantes. And Dave Reynolds was in the team at 15.
Right.
I don't know if you knew that.
Who's that?
Dave Reynolds.
Dave Reynolds, yeah.
He might have been just 16 because they wouldn't have took him.
That's right.
15.
They took.
Leo went to the trials and said, "I've got kids better than this. We'll bring him down," and he got in the team.
Yeah, Dave Reynolds.
And I remember even before that, I was thought Woodley was the one. He was a very, very clever skater. Very clever. Thought about an awful lot.
Yeah, I've heard he was quite a canny skater.
Oh yeah, he planned it all out. He had his stopwatch and all sorts of things. But following that, Leo never joined the Palace, but Payson did.
Oh, I didn't know she skated the Palace.
And they always trained with us.
Didn't know that.
And they'd race on Saturday night, stay over with Miriam and Cyril.
Right.
I'm training. Leo and me, because I had no one really to train with, because I was better than everybody else. All through my career, I trained on my own.
So there comes a point,
So later in the time, but Leo taught me an awful lot.
Okay.
An awful lot. I learned a lot from Leo as well. And he was quite happy to teach me.
Yeah, I didn't know Pat joined the Palace.
Yeah, she was a member of the Palace for quite a while.
Oh, I didn't realise
quite a long
that.
time.
I thought she was always Birmingham.
No, I don't know what happened, why. Leo never joined.
Right. No.
He always stayed as Birmingham, and but he trained a lot with us. And we never had an understanding of, I'll let you win or whatever. He helped me a lot in races. And if he got too tired, he'd just move out of the way and let me go through. But if he wasn't too tired, he wouldn't let me through. If I wanted it, I'd have to go and get it.
Yeah.
That was never a thing like that, which probably helped me anyway. But he was another. I mean, they used to call him the Fox.
That's
didn't
right.
He was very, very sneaky. Sneaky.
Sly.
Sly, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. No, I think he knows.
Yeah.
So in '66, then you'd be 20. Come up to your 20th, or you was 20?
I wasn't. No, I was
19.
I won the 5 mile in February.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And my birthday was in the March, and I think I was 18, and then became 66.
66. So yeah.
I'd have been 19, 20 in the March.
So it's 1966. So February 1966, the 5 mile championship, and your first title of many. So tell me about it. What do you remember of it?
Winning that?
Yeah. That was at the Palace, yeah?
Yes. Now, the week or 2 weeks before, we had the Palace trustees, and I was leading. It was a 4 mile race, and I was leading a few laps out or whatever, and I slipped over and fell over. I think I got third out of it. Kelly was second. He won the race. Now, in the 5 mile, I did exactly the same thing. I went up the front a few laps before the end, and I slipped a bit, and I remember Kelly saying, "Steady." Now, this is a championship, remember?
Yeah.
He's not even in my club.
Yeah.
Because I fell over the week before, a couple of weeks before, and I just slipped a bit. Steady he goes. You don't expect that. You wouldn't get that now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's all sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And it was we finished together on the line. Now, it was a 3-2 result, I think.
Right.
3 give it to me, 2 give it to Danny. But he got
Danny,
disqualified for something he'd done earlier in the race.
Right.
Whatever, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But he was. I have to say, he was pleased that I'd won.
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't win because he got disqualified, and I think he got disqualified about 3 times.
He
that
did.
race.
I did speak to him. I've never done one of these interviews with him, but I did speak to him. It was one of the reasons he jacked the sport. I remember him telling me.
Because he kept getting disqualified.
He said, well, in the end, I think he felt that he was just gunning for him in a bit, and it is well.
It's a shame because I know the incident had happened. Not with me. I wasn't involved in it, but something had happened sort of like in the last mile.
Right.
I don't quite remember what it was.
So do you think there was a lot of sportsmanship back then? Did you think it was a lot of... Because I remember reading about stuff in the old skating magazines about somebody falling over and Folly waiting for him, or somebody had fell over and Kelly waiting for him, or whoever it was. But it seemed like there was a battle going on, something happened untoward, and it was like not an unwritten rule, but like a gentleman's thing that, ain't going to...
I haven't even spoken. I don't remember anyone sort of slowing up on a race.
Right.
Folly would, that's the sort of thing he would do. This intenseness, it's not fair.
He wanted to,
if I'm going to win or lose, it's on a fair basis, you see. That was him.
Right.
But there was the agreement you would race as hard as you like on the floor and then go and have a drink afterwards.
Yeah.
Whether you kicked, pushed, scratched, bitten, whatever.
Right.
When you come off the floor, it stayed on the floor.
So what do you think about the fact that it must have been quite a shock for a lot of people when the rings closed then, because that's sort of, going for a race and having a pint afterwards, sort of just overnight pretty much.
My view spoiled the sport.
Really?
Because we lost the social side, we lost this friendship between clubs, and it just got lost. Right. And any aggravation went away and came back.
Right. Yeah.
And it never stopped.
Right.
Whereas we go and have a drink, you swear at each other, and what'd you do that for? And it was all done.
Could be all over a pint and
someone at the other end of the Tatum Park has got the ump that he's done something down the other end, and they both earn their separate ways.
Yeah.
With the ump.
Yeah.
And that was sad, really.
Right.
And because we lost the rinks to get new members, very difficult to get new members. I mean, I trained for the World Championships in a wet car park behind an Indian Chinese restaurant. Yeah. And one bend was frozen with ice, and I had to stop, get across the ice and go around again. That was what we had. Yeah. That was all I had.
Yeah.
November, December, training in that sort of rubbish.
The loss of the rinks, obviously the rink owners thought that financially it was necessary, because they couldn't keep it, but from a sports point of view.
Well, the Palace, because the floor was worn out.
Right.
And apparently it was 4-inch, 6-inch maple tongued and grooved, but they ground it off so much they were getting down to the tongues. But the main thing was the roof went. The roof was destroyed. They had these 2-foot square beams all plastered up, and then when they checked them, the 2-foot beams had rotted.
Right.
Gone. And they couldn't afford to. But then we went in the Palm Court.
I remember the Palm Court.
They laid a surface for us there, and they had public sessions and everything.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, as a real young kid.
It was a lovely track.
Yeah, Palm Court.
Really, really nice track.
Yeah.
Very, very good. I think it helped a lot of kids as well.
Why did Palm Court stop? What happened there?
I don't really know. I think they stopped doing the public skating there, and then they thought, why are we going to keep it open for this lot to go? Then they was having little car model car racing. And we'd get up, and then they had a dog show the night before. You can imagine the state of the floor and everything else. Then they just kept it as exhibitions. But we had taken part by then. So we switched from a winter sport to a summer sport. Yeah. Well, we had to. We didn't have any choice.
Really. Yeah, because you couldn't.
But then the embassy closed.
Yeah, and it became a warehouse, and
then Mecca took over the other.
Yeah, when that closed, it became a car showroom.
Yeah.
But just back in the 60s for a bit. We were reading reading about from Speed Skating magazine, March '68. about. I'll read it out for the benefit of the cameras because it made me chuckle this bit. Right? For the point of controversy this week is the finishing style used by Mickey McGeough. Mickey has a habit of diving for the finish line in a crouched position. A few weeks ago, Brian Cornelius, or Brian Cornelius as he likes to be called, of North London, was so incensed by Mickey's action that he ventured to tell him so in no uncertain terms. And this was one of the reasons for Brian. They've written brain here, but I think it meant Brian.
He ain't got any brains.
Later being suspended for a month. So just, I goes on about the fact that you took Folly out on the bend and all this sort of stuff and you're diving for the line. It's funny because it made me chuckle because, like I said, I've been in, that was '68, and although I was born, I was 12 months old. But looking at the sport now and people diving for the line and that, this just sounds like, old school gentlemen really, it shouldn't be happening now. Is that something you brought into the sport?
No, I wanted to win.
Yeah.
And if my thing was just throwing my foot at the line.
Yeah.
And what happened after that, weren't really interested.
But was other people doing it at that time, or was it something you brought into it?
No, I don't know where it came from. I just did it.
You thought, first foot across the line, if I do it, I just throw my foot at the line. Yeah. And I just lunge for the line. So what do you make it? Just I'm interested. What do you make of that article? Do you think, did you find it amusing or I'm
finding it amusing, but I won a few races like that.
Yeah. In actual fact, it's the editor of Speed Skating Magazine. That was Cyril Beast or who? No. This wouldn't have been. This was
Brian Watchman, possibly.
Yeah, I think it was.
He was a non-skater,
right?
So he would have looked at it at a different point of view. But Folly me ended up in the barrier, but Folly did not complain about it.
No.
And he's the one I've took out.
Yeah.
Because he knew he would have done the same. He knew why I did it because I wanted to win.
Yeah.
I never thought of it. Just get to the line.
Yeah.
That was it. But I'll tell you an incident when it happened at Tatum Park. Right. You and your dad.
Right.
We both went for the line.
Yeah.
And all we was interested was the line. What happened? We went straight off the track afterwards, and we landed in a family.
Right.
And I'm like, we're face to face, laying on the floor, and he's going to beat us. No, he didn't. We're arguing. Yeah. And this bloke looked at us. We come off the track at sort of 30 mile an hour, crashed. And we're laying there arguing who won. But that's what we were like.
Yeah.
We had the race and we're laying there arguing who'd won.
So you and your famous diving for the line, according to this, but
I only went on for about a season. I don't think. But they moaned at me so much.
Well, I looked at it and laughed. I know we spoke about it earlier. In the following month, there was a magazine. I just happened to be looking through the day went off, and it was Leo Easton who says, they do this all the time at Worlds and Euros. What's your point? Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't penalise it. And this is, in actual fact, the photograph that we were talking about, where it shows Cavallini, or was it Cipollini, one of the two, lunging for the line. He was actually in an Italian coaching manual, and that's where you got the photo.
They trained him to do it.
That's right. Yeah.
They actually trained him. And what I used to do is lifting myself up to full height, and then stretch for the line.
Yeah.
And I used to do very short steps as I went up behind them, like almost tippy toe. Full stretch, and then as you went down, you stretched out for the line. I hadn't seen it done. I did.
Yeah.
So
okay, so that was March '68, and somebody's bitching about the fact you're stretching for the line. But '68, you made the national team. I'm talking about national team for the Worlds.
Yes.
For the first time. But you'd been away before that. You went to Flanagan in '67. Had you been away before that? Was Flanagan your first one?
No, that was my first. So they called it. Not full international. Only full international was Europeans and Worlds.
Right. Okay.
It was. Don't know what they just. Countries.
Like a B trip almost.
Yeah, that's it. It's a B international.
B international.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you went to Flanagan. How did you get on in Flanagan?
Wood and wheels on the road.
Right.
Fairly rough. The wood. The road.
Yeah.
I didn't do too bad. I don't think I won anything. That's the. Cantarella was actually. I think I'd been to Insel before that.
67. Yeah.
Yes.
Could have been.
I think so. I can't remember which way around it was.
Yeah.
But I'd met Cantarella. I'm pretty sure it was.
He was the man of the moment.
And then when he was at Flanagan, not Cavallini. The other Italian was really.
In them days, I couldn't say.
Federico
Not Guardiola.
Guardiola.
Yeah.
He was still the sprinter man at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember Cantrella saying, I'm not allowed to win the sprint. And he went round the back of the sheds, the grandstands, and come round the back behind Guardiola to finish, just to show him he could do.
He could still do
I think we did pretty well there.
Yeah.
We weren't sort of out the back door or anything like that.
So then come 68 was Vicenza.
Yeah.
That was your first time. And I was looking at the results for the day again, and I see that you got 5th in the 500 metres in Vicenza.
Yes.
But
we didn't know what we were doing.
And you were the highest placed British skater, and in the team was Foley, Sharman, Eason.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I didn't know the final results, to be honest.
Yeah. So, what do you remember of 68 Vicenza? Was it because I know there's been a period in the sport later on, which we'll come to later, but where people felt they got a bit of a God-given right to be in the team, and it didn't seem to be that much kudos. But I know that when I was in the team, it was the thing to I've made the national team to pull on the jersey and go and skate. I mean,
you had to work hard for it.
Yeah.
There was probably 30 people capable of being in the team at that time.
Yes.
I mean, some of the reserves were better than later teams.
Yeah.
Because that was the depth that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I worked really hard to get in the team, and I was absolutely chuffed and pleased to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you started thinking, once you're in the team, then you start thinking what you're doing. And we were training at Cosford, I think.
Yeah.
Was it Cosford?
I do know you trained at Cosford. I remember Foley told me that was for Mardale Plaza because of the banking.
Yes, it was. We were Liebes's furniture.
Right.
Empty furniture store, warehouse. They used to make furniture in this place. It was ripped your feet to shreds.
Right.
But we were doing these 500. I'm sure it could have been Cosford. Henry was the team manager.
Was he? Was he the team manager?
And it was the year they introduced the 500 time trials.
Right.
But we didn't know it was a time trial. All we knew it was a 500 sprint, and we think, well, what's going on? So we were doing the 500 sprint as we did the 1,000 metre sprint, 2 at a time.
Right, yeah, thinking it was
And the first time I did a 500 time trial was in the World Championships itself.
Okay.
Didn't know what we was doing.
So it was on the road when it fell.
Wooden wheels
Vicenza.
on the road, round the church.
Yeah.
Slightly downhill. Adverse camber on the first downhill bend, and then you went slightly up, and then you was more uphill, cross. It was just quad. It was four bends. But as soon as I finished, I thought I could have done that a lot better than that. But I'd never done one before. It was brought in because of Cantrella.
No, right, okay.
And he was 2 seconds clear of the person who was second, which would have been Ollie Beak. He's I can't remember his name. Italian.
Not Ruggieri.
Ruggieri.
Yeah, with the glasses.
He was second. His
Yeah.
Kiwi was third.
Yeah.
Glover.
Yeah.
Don't know, was fourth. And I was lying second for quite a while.
Right. Okay.
Quite a while,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
really.
Hey. Yeah. Young lad. I'm 22 years of age. Yeah. I'm in the World Championship.
Stuff.
Well, should have done it earlier.
Yeah, but I mean, we did that. We did the 500. Then Cantrella got off the rostrum, went to the start line while someone's changing his wheels for the 5,000. We did the 5,000.
Yeah.
Then we did the 20,000 that night. This is one evening. This is how it was. And I remember my wheels went egg shape, and I was a bit worn out anyway towards the end. I fell over and sat down, and my cheeks were like steaks. They were horrible. It wasn't very good. So it poured a rain the next day, and we waited around for hours. Took 6 hours to do the 1,000 metres.
Well, it's an interesting point actually, because I never really thought about it, but because domestically we was always on rinks and things.
Yeah.
Did we do races on roads in those 60s? Like,
No.
I mean, leading up to Vicenza, did we ever raced on a road?
No.
So this was like a first as well.
My first trials I went to was at Ruislip.
Yeah.
That was on a road.
Okay.
Again, I've never been on a road. I went to local playground, school playground, started training on that.
Yeah.
I went to this road circuit.
Right.
That was using, it's not a the early sort of brown wheel. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, not the Adorers, was it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
We'd two on the front and wooden wheels on the back.
Right.
You know, that's what we did.
Yeah.
That was for Madrid, I think.
Don't know. Madrid.
Because they had a strange system then in those days.
Yeah.
Mickey Black,
Yeah.
Derek Blake
Yeah.
were winning all the trials.
Right.
Then they said, right, now we pick the team today.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mickey Black's feet were in ribbons and Derek Blake had worn themselves out.
Yeah.
And I think it was Horner, Eason, Jennings, I think. Anyway, it was completely, really an unfair decision.
Right.
Because they went, right, we're doing the team today.
And the other guys had left all their legs.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is, even then in those days, I knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
But then they changed. They didn't change it a lot, actually. They didn't change it a lot in those. I mean, I was always the one, you're not going to get in the team, you're not going to get in the team, you're going to get, you know. And I mean, even then, one time I won everything at the trials, I was still just about squeezed in the team.
I say, like you said, there was quite a lot of people who were, you know, that could get into a team.
Yeah.
So it was always touch and go. So I mean, in those days, as well, in the late '60s, it was like the Worlds and Euros was very ad hoc. You know what I mean? It's like I said, between '69 and '75, there weren't a Worlds, and
I know, big lump out of a career.
Isn't it really?
Massive lump out of the career. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you and your dad and me have taken 5 years out of what, 10, 12 years?
Yeah, 5, 6 years.
You know, I think there's a big chance that one of us, or you know, both of us would have won.
Yeah.
It's a massive lump out of your career.
Yeah.
I really, really think that.
And did you think about it at the time? Oh, there's not a Worlds this year.
No,
maybe
I
next
didn't
year.
really.
Was it just the fact it was taken that there's no Worlds this year? Just never really.
Didn't really, because even before that they were a bit intermittent.
Yeah.
I think they had 66. They had them in Argentina.
That's right. Yeah.
And hardly anyone went.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the Italians went, the Belgian went, because Willie Race held the 20.
That's right.
Kilometre, 20.
Yeah, 20k.
He won that 4 times.
Yeah.
I don't know. Americans went. I think. But
66.
just the minimum amount to make a world champion.
That's right. We never sent a team. That's correct.
Because the money.
That's right. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, it's unheard of. Go outside of Europe.
Yeah, they make reference. Funny enough, they made reference to it in the old NSA handbooks. They says why they didn't send a team. They say it was like cost, and you know, and they didn't feel that we was worthy of sending a team, and you know, but
that they said it, but they they didn't look at what was there, and I think we had a fair team. There was me, Eason, Folly, Kelly, Sharman, Derek Blake still around then. I don't know if Ricky May had stopped by then.
Don't know, because there was another one who came and went.
There was, you know, when you start naming names within an era.
Yeah, that's
and there was a massive, strong group that you could pick any 4 of them. So I think they were wrong to say that.
So what do you remember at '69? I mean, Argentina. How was it that in Folly won? I mean. How did that affect you? How did you feel? Like, seeing...
I was pleased.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I wasn't in the race. I was pleased. I got piled into the barrier by De Cesaris, actually. Bill was 3rd in that race. That was the 5,000, and I felt I was in a position I was in front of Bill.
Right.
Anyway, should have got a medal then. One of the things, when we looked back about it, we thought it was a massive thing to go to South America.
Yeah. Well, it would have been, wouldn't it? Yeah? But they all prop planes were they you went on, or what?
No, we went on the 727, extended version, like a railway, a rail car. It was huge. No, we had. We flew into Rio and we was flying around the control tower for ages and all looking up. And they had this bloke with all the egg, he was a pilot on his way somewhere, and they called him in, he landed the plane, they're kissing and cuddling him. So there was something wrong, which we never really knew And as I said, the flight before the day before was hijacked to Cuba. So we could have sat in Cuba while the World Championships were on.
It must be, I mean, like as you say, I mean, and really, I mean, okay, we're talking about the 60s, but, you know, late 60s, but it must have been quite an adventure then to go to South America. I mean, it is now, but the world's got smaller in terms of, you know,
sure.
but, I mean, then, you know, South America, I mean, who went to South America in the 60s? Yeah.
And I think it was a bit overwhelming that we were going to that sort of place, I think.
So far, yeah.
Even though we were training as hard as we could,
Yeah.
we didn't really know what to expect. We'd never seen anyone outside of Europe before.
Yeah.
68, I'd done a Worlds.
Yeah.
I hadn't done a Euros.
No, of course.
Went straight in to World Championship, and your dad the same. Went straight in.
Was it quite to go into the Worlds? I mean, like, was the expectation high? Again, that track, yeah, you still...
Yeah, because we'd trained on the running track at Cosford.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And we'd got accustomed to a bank track. Bill Shong would race in Syracuse on the bank track.
Right.
Leo, he wasn't in the team, but he was reserve or something.
Yeah, 65, yeah.
And they were sort of telling us things, and we thought, oh, we're not that bothered. You know, we can do it. We can race on wooden wheels.
Yeah.
No trouble.
Yeah.
We all got on very, very well with the track.
Yeah.
Very well.
It's funny, isn't it? Because like a lot of the Americans who skating rinks and flat tracks are the same bank tracks, and they seem to come out quite, you know.
Well, it was if you can get around a flat track.
That's it, yeah, because it's quite technical.
The only thing with when we first went on the bank track was when you're going into the banking at speed, you couldn't lift up.
Yeah.
You had to wait to slow down before you could lift your foot up.
Yeah.
But then the bank track skaters, their thighs were huge.
Like Glover.
Well, he went over to the top. De Percio's the one.
Right.
De Percio's probably the best technical skater you ever likely to have seen.
Yeah.
And he was on a banking, and he was like poetry in motion when he'd come off that banking. So with another thing on the flat track, you lifted your left leg first to come out of a bend.
Right.
Kept your right leg on the outside to keep the grip. On the banking, you lifted your right leg off first. You pushed off the banking with your right leg.
Ah, got you.
It was an opposite thing. So we had to learn that.
Yeah.
While we're training for the world, 3 days before the World Championship.
It's funny. I mean, you told me stuff like that. It's interesting to know, like that even that that it's those technical details that make the difference between a good skate and a bad skate, and just because people wouldn't really pick up on the fact that you lift this leg first on the bank.
No,
you know what I mean. So it almost
not till you actually get out there, you realise. But it's like in those days. I don't know if you ever did in our time of knowing what we were doing in training. We didn't have a clue. And it took us 20 years to learn how to train and how to bring yourself to a point. I mean, if that had been the week before, I was beating Foley at Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Everything. Just the two of us training. I think Bill was there. But skating with Foley, I was just beating him all ends up. And then a week later in Argentina, he wins. That's how we were. We couldn't control our fitness.
Yeah. Because I suppose, like you say, is that you'd look at the technical aspects of it and try and do something, but from a physical aspect, things move. I mean, the sports science now is an age from where it was then. And like you say,
we didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But when you read some of these manuals, you think, well, that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
But someone's collated it all.
Yeah.
And took the efforts to take out the best bits and what you did. But then as you grew, you learned to know how you got fit.
Yeah.
But you couldn't get to the point where you go, I want to be fit on that day.
Yeah.
You just
streamline. Yeah, just did it.
We had championships. We had 3 a year.
Well, that's the other thing.
One was in February. One, 3 different. You might have one before Christmas, one February, and one April. So you had 3 times a year you had to get fit for those titles.
And now they have 7. But yeah.
And then a weekend.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I know that between 69 and 75, like we said, there's no world championship. So, but we have Europeans in 71, 73, 74. I mean, I'm going to ask you about your relationship with my dad. I know, like, I think you've got two. This is my view on it. Is that you've got 2 big egos. 2 guys who are, very successful in the sport. Say big ego, but like you've got 2 guys who are, what I'm saying. You got you from south of Watford, and the went north of Watford,
Right.
and then you got, you know what I mean, the London Birmingham,
Yeah.
and then you got, you know, you're winning championships, you know, left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
My dad's winning them,
Yeah.
and then in '71 they had the European Championships on Wetrin,
yeah.
and I know Folly won, and my dad won. But I mean, how did you feel about that? I've never spoken to him about this. I'm just interested, really, from my perspective. Is that was it? You know, was you pleased for him? Was it because he's a big rival? I know there was sometimes there's no
I have to
love lost.
say, you know, I don't know what happened, but when we went away as a team, and I really mean it, we were a team. We were flat out. We were a family.
Yeah, Bob
Totally
used to say
a
this,
family.
Yeah.
And all this rivalry between clubs and us wasn't there anymore.
Right.
Totally. It really, from my point of view, and I know the feeling I always had when I was in the team, it was always the team.
Yeah.
And if he's in my team, he's my brother, doesn't matter.
Right.
And I was as pleased that John won, or your dad won.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not happy I didn't win.
Yeah,
Especially as I know I could
but-
have won.
Yeah, I understand
And
what
I
you're
probably
saying.
should have won.
Yeah.
And there was one incident. All right, I was fourth on the 500. There was your dad was first,
That's
Folly
right,
was
isn't it?
second,
Yeah.
not
Cantrella was-
Cantrella was third, and I was
That's
fourth.
right. That's right.
But what again, not knowing what we were doing on 500s, my second lap was a second faster than anyone.
Ah, okay.
But my start was not quick enough. But if I'd have done a better start, I would have done a quick second lap.
Yeah.
But I probably could have got in the medals.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, then the 1,000 metre knockout, I had Ruggieri in the semi-final. Yeah, I think it was a semi-final. And
Yeah, because he went on to medal, didn't he? That's right.
I pulled him round, with him hanging onto my shirt the whole time.
Ah, okay.
Now, then Bob Alfred, the team, put a protest in. Folly was in the other semi-final.
That's right.
The Italians put a protest in on him. And there was a deal done. You pull yours out, we pull ours out. So the protest on me was pulled out, and the Italians pulled out the one on Folly. And who's in the final? Folly and Ruggieri. But it don't take a lot of working out who should have won.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing about that week, and I remember that I should have won that race. And it wasn't through anything I did or didn't do that cost me. It was all politics.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because, like I said, is that, you know, for people, this is an ideal opportunity to talk about stuff like that, I feel, because, you know, here we are, 40 years on, you know, I know, and we look at the record books, and you see a picture, and it's not always the big picture.
No,
it's not, you know, and it's interesting because that, like, this is another reason for doing this, is because I think it's important sometimes that the black and white picture sometimes needs to be painted.
Sure.
And
the background and where it got to.
Yeah.
But that weekend, Folly was flying.
Yeah.
He was flying.
Yeah.
And Jeff Mattox.
That's right. He got a third, didn't he?
That was a bit. You know, they come out the last bend.
Yeah.
And Mattox accelerated so fast, the police took him down and drug tested him because he was going that fast up the hill to the finish. What it was, Folly.
Give him a slingshot.
Give him a slingshot. And, and he actually there was a photo finish, third and fourth. Now, Henry was the finishing judge. And in those days, one man looked at the picture and destroyed it. Right. That was it. Whatever their decision was, that was it. There was no arguments, no photo finish like times and everyone looking at it.
Yeah.
They took a picture, they've shown it, made my decision, destroyed it.
Right.
Now, Di Davies said, when you die, Henry, you've got to leave me that picture, because Henry kept the picture.
Oh, right.
He says, because I want to know really who did it.
So it's somewhere then.
He died, and I don't know where this picture.
But is it? Well, in actual fact,
I didn't dare ask his family.
I've got a magazine from '71 actually. That it's not from '71. In actual fact, the magazine is from '72, and you all went to Insel, but it's a series of pictures from. In actual fact, if you look on my Facebook, you'll see some of it. It's a series of pictures from the '71 European Championships, and I think there's a picture of Mattox coming across the line So I'm going to go back and have a look at it now because I'm because I really want to see it because I know he got third. I think McGeough from Belgium won it. I think.
McGeough,
and I was always
he went away for 3 months.
I was always told that afterwards he went away for drugs, or he got done for drugs.
He got second in one of the races, and he was in distress on the podium.
Oh right.
Because he was putting his arms. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't won. He's giving it all this.
Oh really?
And in the 20,000 metres, I looked at him in the race, and I thought, well, I feel bad, but he looks worse than me.
Yeah.
And he ended up on the rostrum. So that was another thing we had to contend with them taking drugs. Not only the Belgian, the French.
Yeah.
You talk to one of the French blokes, I forgot his name now. So how'd you go? Because he spoke, and he'd go. And you think, what's he doing?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to say, on the 500 metres, we were all a little bit tipsy because it was so cold. It was 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, was it?
Freezing cold. Bob got the brandy out.
Oh, right.
We got the brandy. We couldn't have driven. We couldn't have been breathalyzed.
Perhaps there's a lesson there then, perhaps, because
but it does make the heart go faster, doesn't it?
Yeah. It makes it a bit more wobbly.
I'll tell you, I think we wouldn't have been allowed to drive.
Really?
Anyway.
Because there was a team of ladies went as well when there was, I think, Chloe, Kathy Smith was in the team. Looking at the old photos of the day from last year, and I don't know if Peggy was in the team actually.
Not for veteran, I don't think. No.
I know Chloe.
Kathy?
Kathy was definitely in the team. Not sure whether it was Peggy or not. It might have been. But Pat Barnett was in the team, of course she was, yeah.
Would have been in the team. Pat Easton, possibly.
Possibly. I don't recall Pat being in the photo, but I was only having a look at the other day.
Well, she was in the team at 73 in Grenoble.
Yeah, well.
So that's for sure.
So I was going because we got moving on then from 71. So like you and my dad have established yourself in the team now. Because what I'm coming to now is that really after 71, then you'd got Foley had stopped, Sharman had retired.
Yeah.
There's you and my dad really now. We were
the top two.
Yeah. And then in 73, John Mullane comes along.
Yeah.
And I think shortly after Pat Featon, and then you as a quartet, as a four, really were the nucleus of British skating for a good 10 years. And people came and went. People like your Bobby Smiths or
Tommy Bartlett,
Jeff Mattox, Jeddah Bissett. You could name them all. Yeah. But you four really held the British team together for a good, I'd say, decade.
Yeah, I mean they also said people gave up because they couldn't get in the team.
Yeah,
but
well,
that's not our fault.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's not our fault.
It speaks volumes for attitudes.
You want to get in the team.
Yeah,
you beat us.
Yeah.
And then I was the trainer of my club for years.
Right.
And I was training Tommy Bartlett, Alan Vile, Eddie Bradbrook, couple of others, and I said, I'm training you to beat me.
Yeah.
Because then it'll help me.
Yeah.
Because the better you are, the better I can be. But I never had that as a kid, and probably your dad didn't either.
No,
John Mullane came along.
That's right. Well, the old man. I shouldn't say the old man on the camera. I got told me off for that last time.
Oh.
My dad told me off for that. But yeah, my dad, like we were saying, my dad. He had to coach himself as well. I mean, in the early days, a bit like you with Charlie Appleby, he had Ray Roberts, but then it was not long after.
He actually had Woodley as well.
Yeah, and Woodley. Yeah,
he must have got a lot of knowledge off of Woodley.
Yes, he did as a youngster, but then it wasn't long after that he started that they stopped. Probably in the early 70s, he was just coaching himself. Really, and skating with some good skaters, but. It was predominantly himself, Ray Roberts had sort of...
In that era, one of the things that I was very pleased about, I beat both Eason and Kelly when they were reigning world champions.
Right, yeah.
And as a kid, I was...
That's a big kudos.
I've beaten both.
Yeah.
I probably didn't win the race, but I beat them both. But you had to have these little goals.
Yeah.
It's no good looking at the next one in front. You looked about 4 or 5 up the road.
Yeah.
So I want to beat them. Yeah. That's what I want to be. Yeah. You see them on the roster, and the worst thing of all was standing there in second place.
Yeah.
That's bad. And when you're in first place, you think, I can't go. I really want to do it, because you've done it.
Yeah.
That's the anti-climax, like, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, but we had to learn and teach ourselves.
So you got 78. You got this decade,
Yeah.
a period like this, and we come to 1978, and in 1978, certainly the European Championships. Just before I go on to 78, actually, I want to ask, because I don't know the answer to this. Is it European Championships? I know your world medal history, but
Yeah.
European. Had you got medals in Europeans?
No, nothing.
So before
Nothing.
78, you got no medals.
Nothing.
And I wasn't certain of that.
No.
And because I know John Mullane had got
Yeah,
a
two.
medal in Salerno. Yeah.
Again, in Salerno, I should have won probably 3.
Right. Okay.
But things happen.
Yeah.
One race, De Persia just got hold of me and just stopped me from moving. I would have got 3rd.
Yeah.
I was in 3rd place and he just stopped me,
Right.
dead. I got told off for hitting him. 10,000 metres. I was going up the finishing straight in the lead.
Right.
Ruggieri dragged my shirt back so Marotta could win. And John came through while Ruggieri's out. I don't know if he got 2nd or 3rd in that race. I had Ruggieri out.
I thought it's funny because I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what medals my dad got in the Europeans. Funny enough,
when he got the Euros in '71.
I know he's win. He's winning 71, but I don't really know.
I don't think he never got another one until
I couldn't.
Would have been 78.
I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't.
Yeah,
tell
it was
you.
78.
So you mentioned 78, then. So we got 1978.
That would have been La Roche.
And La Roche, and I always remember talking to Tommy Bartlett about this, and he says the team in '78 was almost, I'd say almost, but unstoppable. The British team in '78 on La Roche was probably, it was almost. Mullane won the 5K.
That's in those days. You had 5.
There was Mullane won the 5K. He won the 10.
Yeah.
The old man won the time trial. Yeah, and
Feta was injured.
That's
didn't
right.
skate.
He didn't skate. And
looking back on that, we made some big mistakes. Really, we did.
Yeah.
Stupidity at the time. I don't know. But during the week we were training, we were rubbish.
Really?
I'm thinking, what am I doing here?
Really?
Your dad was going pretty well. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm doing here. Really don't know what I'm doing here.
Really?
We got to the race weekend, and it all changed. It was absolutely incredible.
It's funny how it can just turn like
Just
that. Is it
really
just
weird. Now the 5,000 metres, there was your dad, Mullane, there was somebody else, and I was 2 or 3 laps out, and you make a decision at that point.
Was Bartlett in it?
He probably was, but I don't know where he was at the time.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
He's on the list.
All I remember was your dad and John in the front of me with whoever was there. I remember making a conscious decision at that point that I can't go and beat them. So my job is to hold the others back.
Right.
And that was a real conscious decision. And I'd never won one, never won a medal, remember?
Yeah.
But this was the team thing again. You didn't think, I raced John the other week and he beat me. That's nothing to do with it. And I thought the only way I can do is stop anyone else from coming past. That was my job, and that's all you can do. But then the next race, 10,000 metres, your dad he was in the front and pulling me around for the last few laps. Then moved over, and I went through a bit quick. But anyway, that's what it was, and you did something for them. You knew that they were going to do something for you.
Yeah,
absolutely guaranteed.
Right.
So, but I was 3rd in that with John.
Right, in the 5K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 3rd in that.
Yeah.
The 20K, there was a crash. There was about 15 people fell over.
That's what you got a full set of medals.
Yeah, and I got up and I skated with De Persia.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it took us to find it. We got back.
Yeah.
And I finished 2nd on the photo finish with Marotta.
Okay.
Then I won the 10.
Yeah.
And I was probably very lucky because Mullane was being lapped, and as I went past, he sort of banged me on the shoulder, and I was finishing. Go on, Goffey, And that could have been construed
as a push.
a push, which later in the Europeans he did it to me, and I did get disqualified, and I was finished 2nd or something.
Right.
But I wasn't really bothered. I mean, it was a mayhem anyway that weekend. That's how I got the full set.
Yeah, because they said that again. Look at the results, and I think you did 4 races, and it was 1, 2, 3, and you got a 1, 2, 3, and a 4.
Yes.
Just,
Yeah.
But and the now I've spoke to Bob about this, and I'll tell you what he says. But I'm just interested to hear what your view is. Is that the team was withdrawn that weekend?
That's what I'm saying. We made a mistake.
You don't.
Tony Wordsworth was.
Yeah.
I mean, we were so incensed about it all.
Yeah.
Because Cantrell had really just jumped on your dad,
Right.
and I think your dad got disqualified.
Yeah. I've heard the story. Yeah.
And Tony was, we're not going to do this, and we're pulling out the race, and I mean, your dad went, I ain't bothered, you know.
Yeah.
Don't do it just for because of me.
Yeah.
And someone said something about, I don't think it was Mulaney, let's go and get Tom a medal. For some reason, he hadn't got a medal.
Yeah, that's right, because he was in the last.
And there was Mulaney, Tom, and me still in the race.
Yeah.
And that was the semi-finals or something.
Yeah, that's right. I heard there was the
3 of us in the semi-finals.
That's right.
No, all we had to do was get Tom in the final.
Yeah.
And all right, the other 2 would have had a race up for the 3rd place pack.
Yeah.
Because it was Sabatino got in the final.
Right. Okay.
Cruciani was injured, so he'd gone out of the equation.
Yeah.
So there was not difficult to think. And when I look back over it, I think we should have said, well, stuff it. We'll go and get him a medal.
Yeah.
Because if we pull out, and they did exactly what they did, they wandered round and won the title anyway. But possible that me or Mulaney could have got in the final. You don't know.
Tom always says that was his race.
And he sort of went along with it, and he said, "Well, I agree because it's all been, it's really bad what's happened, and if you pull out, then I'll stand by the decision." But he obviously,
a bit gutted.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, I think we made a major mistake. Then they didn't have the relay. We'd have wiped the floor with them.
Really, I didn't know.
We would have wiped the floor with them and made them look stupid. And that's what we should have done. But I don't know who's to blame at that point. I think we were all a bit incensed and.
I know when I spoke to Bob and I said about it being for, and again, really, I think when I was talking to Bob, it was the first time I'd ever spoke to anybody really about their thoughts about it. I knew the story.
Yeah.
I knew the Cantarella Fry issue, and I knew that we'd withdrawn the team. But it was funny because I never thought really much about it until Bob said, "You should never have done that."
He's right.
I wouldn't have done it. I'd have been there. I wouldn't have done it.
He's absolutely right. We shouldn't have done it. We shouldn't have pulled out.
And it was, totally the wrong decision. He says I'd have been upset about it, but no, I would have pulled the team out. Yeah. And it was funny because I'd never really, in saying that, give me a different perspective on the fact that not everybody agreed that it was the thing to do.
No, but we all did at the time.
Yeah.
But there again, when you think, well, okay, we've all got titles, would we have said the same thing if we hadn't got a medal?
Yeah. And poor old Tom. Well, he's left to wonder now, isn't he? As to whether and that's it.
He'd have got medals. There's no 2 ways about it. With 3 of us in out of 4 or 5 or whatever it was left.
Yeah.
We had the beatings of them all, apart from Cantrella.
Yeah.
But then I'm not so sure we didn't have the beatings of him as well. Mulaney didn't know what he was doing, the idiot. He was thinking it was 1,000 metres still, and he used to have this medallion. And he's coming down the last straight of one of his rounds, going, sorting this thing out, and finished over the line. John, do you know what you're doing? What? I said, it's a 500, not 1,000. Oh yeah, he goes. He's sorting out his medallion because it's come out in his shirt.
Well,
but that's the science of our skating.
Well, then 12 months on from Laroche,
was in
Zanford, yeah, and Levain, so we had the road. But on the track, and for whatever reason, 78 was a really successful year, and it was almost like not that it was a one-off for everybody, but we'd always been thereabouts. But 78, everything gelled, everything came together for everybody. 79, so you could argue that okay, that's happened, but 79. It seemed to again. Yeah. You come to Zanford, and this time, my dad won the 5k, and you won the 10k, and Pat won the 20. Yeah. But I mean, it's just 12 months on, and I know. Well, you're the first and only British skater ever to retain a title at the Europeans, which I never tweeted until the other day, so I was thinking about it. So as I said, I am. But and but I just thought, like, you know, again, 1979, and again, it all comes together again at the European Championships. But it hadn't on the road as much in '79. You know what I mean? It was as if I remember Louvain, and I remember it being.
I got fourth, the 500.
Yeah, and I suppose it's because people are looking at results, only look at the medal count, and I know that the team got silver in the relay, and that was it. You get to the track, and you get to the track, and then everybody wins again. Pretty much everybody.
That was the first year we was using urethanes. On Louvain.
Yeah.
And I think we were so excited going around this road. We were flying around every day, and I think we wore ourselves out.
Really? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because we were flying around that track.
I remember the urethanes being at the back of the car, and
but we also had to have Feetham was team manager.
No, we weren't. I'd say he was team manager. Bob was team manager in '79.
Louvain.
In Louvain. Yeah, Feetham was racing.
Oh, yes, he was. Yeah. There was the World's Louvain, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was in the because Feetham was racing it then.
I think it was because we'd won the year before.
Yeah.
It's like they say, winning helps you win.
Yeah.
And you got a belief or whatever. And again, it was another week. I felt, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Well, there was a few. Well, your dad and me were out most nights, helping the bloke bring the rolls in the morning.
Yeah.
I think it was that one. I'm not sure if that was or it was Louvain, but probably I don't know. But anyway,
as a kid, that was the first time I'd ever been. It was the first time I'd ever been abroad.
It was
Zenvold. And it was the first time I'd ever been abroad, and I I'd have been 12, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a Worlds or the Euros. And because I'd grown up as a kid, I'm 12 years of age, and I've just heard that my dad's quite a successful skater and you're a successful skater. And when everybody won, it's
normal.
It was like, well, what do you expect?
Being at home.
Yeah, what do you expect? Like, you know what I mean? It was
But this was always a culture shock for anybody. When I used to look at the results when I was a kid, like Leo Easton, 14th.
Yeah.
Danny Kelly, 13th. What do you mean 13th?
What's going on?
There's only 13 in the final.
Yeah.
You don't realise until you're there. And there could have been 30 people in the race. Yeah. And if you blink in the last half lap, you have 6 people past you.
Yeah.
But Bob was always saying, push for the team points, always overtake anybody you can. That give us this thing of finishing strong as you could. Yeah. But Louvain 79, I don't know, I think we're all capable.
Yeah.
Kauenberg was very, very strong.
He was strong there, yeah. I remember the
Van der Peer was very strong.
Yeah.
Those two are the strongest. There was the other one who, Roland Deroux, didn't win a medal. He got very upset about that. No. That was something else. Adverse Camber, I don't know, smooth enough road. Yeah. But I think we wore ourselves out in training again because we were so excited about flying around this track.
Because the track, I mean, even now the track's a great track. And I've skated. I've been lucky enough to skate Worlds on it, and in the competitions, and I love the track, and as do I think a lot of the Brits, and I think because of the surface being asphalt and Tame Park's asphalt and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But what was Bob like as a manager? Because around about '79, I think then Euros and the Worlds later in Como would have been his last year. So you'd had him for 10 years, albeit the previous year Tony Wordsworth, and I think it's because Bob's daughter was getting married.
Oh, right. I don't know why.
Yeah, Bob told me it was he didn't do it because he
did Argentina, Tony, and La Roche.
That's right.
Would have been the same year, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's the same year. So, what was Bob like as a manager?
Well, I mean, apart from Henry, I'd only had one other manager.
Right. I suppose,
As he said, I can't get you fit. It's your job.
Yeah.
My job is to look after you.
Yeah.
I'll take all the worries I can off of you, so all you got to worry about is your skating. And he did look after us.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
I mean, they laugh about him bringing cups of tea in bed, but he had his little primer stove and he'd make us a cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's just no effort to bring you a cup of tea so we're in the next room.
Yeah.
Again, the family bit, I suppose, he's one of us and that was it. He never told us off.
Yeah. I suppose he always made a comment. I'll tell you what he made a comment about, and you'll see it on his video actually. Is that he said that he believed you were his boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very much like, as you say, the family thing. You were his boys, but he also believed you were men. He
Yes.
said when Henry was a manager, he said he didn't. He said Henry treats you like babies. This is his words.
Yeah,
you know,
he probably did,
Henry sort of treated you like babies. He said, but you were grown men. You could look after yourselves. You knew what to do. As long as he made sure that all you got to concentrate on was your racing.
Yeah,
that was
that's
fine.
it.
But you were still men. I thought it was a nice touch. That
he said, you'll conduct yourself in the way.
Yeah.
You would. You see, you're not going to come out here after training for 6 months and go drinking all night.
Yeah.
Because they used to call it Bob Sunshine Holidays, didn't they?
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah.
They called it Bob Sunshine Holidays.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we trained for 6 months. I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go training.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go out there and just pour beer down your neck. Why people thought that, I don't know. What's the point?
Yeah, you did knock your nuts off. Yeah,
But that was what it was. We all did. We all had a job in the team.
Yeah.
And Bob's was to look after us. That was his view. We didn't demand it of him. That was his view of what his job was. He'd fight for us with officials, fight anybody. And he did actually physically.
I ex-docker. So,
Edit that.
No.
But he did. He would physically fight for us.
Yeah.
So,
So, 78, 79, great. It's successful. I mean, in the Worlds, the sort of results didn't overly translate into the Worlds in 78, 79. I mean, it was Mar Plata, then you'd got Como, I think, and Finale Amelia that year in the Worlds.
Yeah, Finale Amelia was the one. I mean, again, everything happened for me that weekend.
Right.
Fitness, everything. Wheels.
Really?
Was perfect.
Yeah.
But again, I walked away thinking I should have won 3 world titles there.
Oh,
and I
right.
knew I was capable of winning 3 world
79.
titles. Yeah, absolutely. 10,000 metres, I was in 3rd place. Rolly, two Argentinians, like 2 bits
Suberlay.
Suberlay, piled me through the barrier.
Right.
I mean, they really, and there was De Percio and Cruciani in front, and I had to beat them. I know I did. And when you know that, you're capable.
Yeah.
The 10,000 metres, that was the 10. The 20, I fell over. I still got up and caught them up. And because everything was working, my racing was different. I was always in the first half dozen.
Yeah.
Fell over in the 20, caught up, got back in the first half dozen.
Yeah.
And became a force in that half dozen.
Yeah.
That someone behind me is not going to push me out of the way, because they knew if anything happened, I'm going to stay with the race.
Yeah.
The 5,000 metres, the one where I made my biggest mistake, because I've never won a world medal or anything at this point, knowing I should have won. 3-4 laps to go, got in 2nd place. Italian, Wake, back in 2nd place. 3 times. And I was knackered, I was gone. What I should have done was gone to the front and gone. I didn't have the confidence. I'd never won at that level before.
Yeah.
But easy looking afterwards. The biggest thing I thought of was in that 5,000 metres, I thought, well, I didn't get one in the 10 or the 20. And what pleased me as a person, as a skater, was I wasn't going for a medal. I was going to go for the win.
Yeah.
But I'm not easy to get 2nd and 3rd. I was in that confident. It was easy to get 2nd and 3rd because the Italians would let me do that as long as their bloke won.
Yeah, that's right. They'd stand up. But
but I wanted the win, and I went for the win, and I got thrown out of the line. But the Italian got disqualified in Italy. Can you imagine that? And guess who was the judge who wouldn't pull his ticket back out? Henry. He had to have a police escort out of stadium.
Well,
he stood by his beliefs.
I went to, where did I go? I went to New Zealand in 1980, 13-year-old kid now.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah, and went to.
Do you remember what I told you before you went?
What's that?
Halfway around, the plane would turn over.
I don't remember that.
And you believed me. And when I got there, I said, "Do you remember?" He said, "I must have been asleep." And he was a Doctor Who fanatic then as well.
Yeah, I was still.
But I remember convincing you the plane would turn over.
Funny enough. Well, I remember a lot of things about New Zealand, and more so because Craig Moore has put a lot of photos on Facebook and stuff as well.
Yes, yeah.
I remember New Zealand. As I said, I was this young kid. But what's really funny as well is when I got married. My best man was Chris Stafford,
Oh, yeah.
and he'd made a book of me, and he put photos in this
From
book
them?
well, he put photos in, just pictures of me, but one of them was me standing up with this red hat on and the old Lutz tracksuit and a World Championship medal round my neck.
All right.
And I says, and when it came to it, and because he didn't know, he just got these photos, I says, that's Mickey McGough's medal.
Oh, right.
I said, that's the medal that Mick won in the 20k,
third,
got third on the track in Masterton. And whether now you told me something that I didn't remember, but I'll tell you something whether you remember it or not.
Go on.
But I remember you coming off after the race, immediately after the race, and I was only 13, and yet I can still remember you turning around and saying, I've waited 20 years for that. Right? Now, at first,
I remember saying.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, and I tell you why I remember it, is because I never thought of you never having won a medal.
No.
You know,
a lot of people didn't think.
Well, you know, like I said to you, like when I was in '79, the year before, as a kid, it's Mick McGeough, it's my dad winning medals. That's what they always do. Come 1980, you know, you was on a 20k, you got your third, and you come off, and I just remember you coming to the barrier and saying, "I've waited 20 years for that." And I thought,
I might have said it took me 20 years.
You know, it was the 20
that would have
years
been
bit.
more.
It was all, you know, it was the 20 years bit, but it was something that I thought I'd never ever considered that. You know what I mean? It was just something that always stuck in my mind. Really was. But you know, but
again, that race. I mean, Sunday happened. I was up behind the Kiwi, Maxwell.
Yeah.
And my racing career always, when I got to it, I went past, especially in the last couple of laps. But I took a breather, going to tee him up coming out second on the last lap. Going to tee him up coming out because he was gone.
Yeah.
Around the bottom went.
Pete Maxwell. Yeah.
No, American.
I mean, Peterson.
Peterson.
Yeah.
He trained on these urethanes, and we were still on sort of wood and urethane mixture and blues, and he flat tracked it round the bottom, and I went, ugh. Yeah. I mean, the wind went out my sails then. I mean, I managed to stay on and finish third because I think we had such a gap anyway. But it had gone. The point of I can win had been taken away, and I went, yeah, and that's what that was about.
But it's funny because I can remember, and I can remember, you know, more the last couple of laps and the race.
Yes,
in them days, well, 20k, used to be a bit of a walk and then a sprint to the finish. But going on from Masterton then, so the following year, Belgium on Louvain, and you got road and track, but Louvain was first, and I didn't go to Louvain that year. I didn't go and watch. I only went to the track. But again, double medalist, silver and a bronze in Louvain, and it was the knockouts you got the silver in, was it?
Yeah, with DePercio.
DePercio.
I was 36, he was 21.
Yeah.
And he was the fastest sprinter in the world at the time.
Yeah.
But he'd never won a road title at that point.
Didn't know that.
Because when he won, they went absolutely,
crazy, yeah.
And, I don't know. I mean, I tried my best.
Do you think 80 winning the medal in New Zealand was a springboard for that, or do you think it was just the fact that the previous years, because there weren't that many worlds anyway, but you could have won in there as well? It was just the fact that in other words, you was unlucky not to win medals prior to that, rather than being the fact that 80
it wasn't always
points.
Unlucky. I got fit enough to get there. Never kept my fitness at the championships.
Right.
But I was always in the race.
Yeah.
I was never lapped out, but I was always in the race, but probably never had that edge to do that last step. 79, I definitely was.
Yeah.
That was probably my best year, even though I didn't win a medal.
But you look on it as your most, one that you're not most pleased with, but I know you think I was probably
nothing was too much
there.
trouble. I wasn't tired.
Yeah.
Nothing was tired. Wasn't tired at all.
Right.
Just everything was.
Yeah.
Your dad always said, he says, sometimes in our career, not like the Italians every week, like Folly, his fitness and the track came together.
Yes, yeah.
Now, that happened to me in 79.
Yeah.
The fitness and the track was perfect. I mean, if someone pushes you around, you can't do anything about that. You can't train for that. And if you've got a team around you, because I was going better than anybody else. And Phaeton goes, I had a lovely time sailing along on the back. I said, what is you doing back there?
Yeah. But I know what you mean about the track stuff, because funny enough, you're right in what you say, because my dad always says that he felt like that when he won the time trial in La Roche. that he was
Yeah.
inch perfect with every stride.
Yeah.
You could picture every stride, and
Yes,
and
yeah.
he said for the time trial, it was almost like a perfect race.
Yeah.
Although it was just him and the clock, but it was
But again, that weekend, nothing was too much effort.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it. And I was very upset not winning because it's horrible being second.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was 36. He's 21, the best in the world, and I didn't do bad to get. I mean, I beat Van der Peer in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
He never forgot that for years.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
He remembered that because he was going to win. There's no way. But the bronze medal in the 5,000 metres. Oh, that was just fluke. That was sweetie time.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because there was a punch up. I mean, there was a major punch up on the top of the hill
Yeah.
on the very last
lap.
lap.
Yeah.
That everyone appeared.
Yeah.
Have you been in an accident?
Yeah. Go on.
And everything slows down.
Yeah.
And that's what it appeared to me. Everybody slowed. They were stopping. They were fighting. What are they doing? I zigzagged through this lot.
Yeah.
And I come out on the top of the hill, and I probably went the fastest I've ever been on my life, thinking I was in the lead.
Oh, right.
Because I went past Cowenberg and Cruciani hitting each other, and as I went past, I went. Then I saw down here was Van der Peer and Perron.
Perron, wasn't it?
And again, the wind went out my sails.
Ah, right.
But I had so much speed going down the hill that I could.
Thinking,
Because Mulaney said to me after, she said, "Oh yeah," he said, "It's Van der Peer and Perron first. Van der Peer. It's coffee. It's coffee stuff." But I was like 14th at the bell, something like that. So I'll take that one. I'll take that as a bonus.
Do you think that
for the ones I should have got?
Well, 81. I mean, Feetham stopped a year before, I think. I don't think he did 81.
He did Masterton.
In Masterton, that's right.
That
And
was been his last year.
year. And then 81 was Mulaney's last year when he moved into
Yeah.
And then really 82 was yours, and not long after there was my dad. But do you think like 81 that was really the end of the British success? I mean, what I'm trying to say is you're the last senior man to win a world medal. Yeah. And that's 30 years ago this year.
I know, it's dreadful, isn't it?
And I mean, and Johnny Foley is the last senior to win a world champion. I mean, and that's 42 years ago this year. So, but in terms of that nucleus of four skaters, you, Feetham, Mullane, and my dad, do you think that really, I suppose, that was it? You won your medals on the road there. I know Dad had won them in 75 and Feetham had medalled in 78, thinking, but that was really it. Although you went on for another year in 82, I know my dad was in the team, but really, you've got Cobley now coming through, and then you Arlo's. That was really from your perspective where... Because what I'm coming to is that although you went in 82, what made you stop? I know you skated domestically another year in 83 and didn't get in the team, but what made you say, that's enough now?
When did I win that last 10,000?
83.
83. I was struggling through the year, and I got to that point. I was getting pretty fit because I won the 10,000 metres. So that's when I was told I weren't in the team.
Right.
And I was good enough to be in the team. But, I didn't whinge about it, not like writing letters. I just went off and raced in Italy.
Right.
And then I thought, well, what's the point? There's no way back to the British team. No, I was 37.
37, yeah.
There's no real way back then.
Yeah.
And I wasn't prepared to do the slogging and the work just to get back in the team.
Yeah.
Because then I realised there's no way I was going to win.
Yeah.
Get in the team, I could help them, but there's no way I could win because it wasn't possible at that age and anymore. So I just stopped international.
And did you stop? So you stopped internationally? 83. You didn't go in 83. I know you raced in 83. Did you stop? I can't remember the year you actually stopped and hung them up and says, "I'm not racing again." Was that 83 or was that 84? I remember. I did actually race against you as a senior for once in one British Championships. Now it must have been.
I had a gap then.
I
stopped for a few years.
No, I raced you. What I'm saying, I raced you. My first ever British Championships, I'd have been 16, senior British Championships.
Yeah.
Which would have been 83. I must have, I think, but I turned 16 in the middle of the week. And I
remember that.
And I raced junior one weekend.
Yeah, I remember
was 16
that.
on the Wednesday and then raced senior.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I come up against you in a 1500 or something. But I wasn't sure if you skated after that. I couldn't remember whether you skated after those championships.
I skated in team events.
Right.
I think we did the
Chambers. And
Chambers.
Yeah, that's right, I remember that.
Then I stopped. Then I did one senior race.
Right.
I was 40 or 41.
Oh, okay.
Just, they said, why don't you do it? I said, I want to do it.
Where was that?
Tate Park.
Right, okay. I don't really
So
remember.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, at the time, I was still very, very good.
Yeah.
And I would have won all the senior races, but because I'd done what I did, I wasn't prepared to go and do the training to go in the senior. It was, in my mind, it was the people who hadn't won medals in their racing career that was doing the senior races. Well, that's my view anyway. Then they persuaded me to come back and do the relay. Andy O'G, Sean, me, and I can't remember. It would have been possibly Tom.
I can't
possibly
remember.
Tom.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was training them and I was training with them.
Yeah.
So I still had.
When Steve Preston was it?
No.
Okay.
No.
You and Tom.
We was training up the corner, up the country lanes. I used to go up the country lanes and train up the road there. And I used to say to Andy, I said, well, I'd take a couple of weeks and I'd get a false fitness. Then that would go away. Then I would start building to proper fitness.
Yeah.
And he's going, because I'm really staying with him on the sprints. He said, well, right. He said, you got any false fitness? You're going to get up to do this, you know. Yeah. Anyway, I did the relay and I think I finished 4th in the 10 that year.
Right, okay.
But Andy, going down one of the back straight, he just stood up in front of me. And I said, what'd you do that for? Well, never bothered you in the past. I said, but Andy, I'm 42 years old. Not 22. And I think I was 4th in that race. I mean, I was just flying along with them. It was just, then I stopped. I don't think I did any more after that.
Did the enjoyment go, or was it a realisation that you couldn't be as successful as you was once, or what? I mean, what was it that
it became a bit of a slog.
Yeah, a bit of a chore.
Then the enjoyment goes out of it.
Yeah. What, the training or the whole
everything,
the whole
training, racing, the whole deal. When you couldn't be what you were before.
Yeah. Frustrating.
Not frustrating because you know you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You only get frustrated if you know you can.
Yeah.
Then you can't.
Yeah.
But if you know you can't, you get no chance anyway. And to reach that level of fitness that I used to have, I could never. I could. Anyway, I stopped for a couple of years, but then I did get some fitness, and I had that feeling of fit again. And then did the 10,000 through the heat, and I think I finished 4th or 5th in the final. But I was still with them on the same straight,
right?
Not down the road. So that was pleasing, to do that at that age.
Yeah.
But I never thought. Oh, that's it. I don't want to go and do the hours of training anymore. I wasn't prepared to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Skating. I was still training with them over at Watford in a car park, which was colder in there than it was outside. It's like a fridge it was. And we had a place at St Albans, an army barracks. We had a little indoor hall, and it was so cold in there. It wasn't fun. But I mean, then I started training Sean and Neil. So I had that interest
to come back into it with that.
And that's why I still had some fitness, because I had to keep fit so that I could help them, you see.
Yeah.
But then I was enjoying that, on a lower level.
Yeah.
You see, as long as you think, well, I can't go up there. It's like a singer, you can't sing up there, you sing down there. And then that was fine, I could enjoy myself. I had a purpose to my training, was to help them, you see. But other than that, that was it, with racing-wise and everything else. It just went.
So, just touching on it, what about the wheel side, Mach 1s? Everybody, when I first started skating, everybody was on Mach 1 wheels. On Tate Park, they were the wheel. My old man, my dad, went to Bogota in '84.
On blue wheels?
And we shipped them out to him, I think, if I remember right. We posted them, or maybe we took them out. So he took them out there and used the Mach 1 wheels on there. But he was on urethane, he got these Mach 1s.
Yeah.
But what was the inspiration to go and do your own wheels? How did that come about?
Well, I'm an engineer.
I do, yeah.
Started off by just turning the wheels, truing them up, when you used them, you re-trued them up.
Right.
Then I bought a little lathe for the garage. I was doing everybody's wheels.
Yeah.
I thought I'll start making them. So I started making them in the garage, and I had a view of how I.
And is this just turned down a lump of plastic?
This is wood. This is the wooden wheels.
Oh right, okay. So you made the wooden wheels. I didn't realise.
Mach 1 wooden wheels.
I didn't know you had Mach 1 wooden wheels. Oh well, there you go. Now you're educating.
But again, they were considered to be the best in the world.
Right, I didn't know.
Ken Trella was always buying my wheels.
Right.
Always come to me for his wheels.
Ah, I didn't know.
Because they considered them to be the best in the world. I shipped them out all over Europe.
So what were they made from? The Mach 1 wooden wheels? What wood?
Sycamore.
Okay.
And English lime. And English lime was the alternative to the New Zealand pines.
Yeah.
It was a softer wood.
Right.
But the problem with English lime, it could be as hard as sycamore, hard as oak, or as soft as balsa wood.
Right.
It was very difficult to get,
Got you.
you know, to choose the right wood and make and everything else. But my wheels were considered to be the best in the world. And I'd make a box of wheels, and I made them so I could pick up any 8 wheels, put them on my skates and race.
Right.
And every wheel was like that.
Right.
And everyone knew that.
Yeah.
And then plastic,
Yeah.
that was a bit of an accident really, I suppose. I was working at a company and they had their own moulding company.
Right.
I said to the governors, why don't you make this? And I had the green wheel, Scorpion.
Scorpionis, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Got this green wheel. Fancy making it? I said, I can flog thousands. And I mean, I really can flog these thousands upon thousands. Oh yeah, we'll send it away for analysis. So, long time later, I was up at the moulding company. It's only just up the road. I used to go up there and fix the machines and fix the moulds on the machines. And I said, did you ever get that wheel analysed? Oh yeah, he said, oh, it's somewhere. He said, there's the wheel. It was a bit missing. And there's the list of stuff. Oh yeah, give it to me, you see. So, and our governors used to have 3-hour lunch breaks. So I got all the boys together. I said, right, I want some metal cut up. So I cut it up, machined it down, and the mould.
The mould, yeah.
So, and I'm milling out. I've got a rotary table. You ever seen them? A rotary table.
Yeah.
On the milling machine.
Yes,
so I'm winding this handle one day, and I'm breaking cutters because I'm working so hard. And the foreman's going as if this, I don't know what that is, and he'd walk away. You see. So I did all the mould itself. In the factory, and I had a Boxford lathe, which is only about the size of this table, and I machined the inserts out of nickel chrome steel. It took me hours and hours nibbling away on this little lathe, and I sold me car and had it tried out because I knew the material. Bought a bag of plastic, which is like a fortune. Local company to me in Hoddesdon, they're gone now. Hoddesdon Moulding Company. They were brilliant.
Right.
They were so helpful, and they said, well, you know, we've got to charge you. You know, one Saturday morning I was there and he was doing it and really struggling with it. And I was I'm sorry. You know, he said, oh, I'm sorry. He said, I haven't quite made it. So I've gone home and the phone goes, we've done it. We made them. I went, what? So I've gone back and he's made loads and loads of wheels. So I've gone away and tried them out, and I was so lucky because it was perfect.
It was straight away.
Take them apart, flying around, take them apart. Then I said, right, finish off the rest of the plastic, and I had these wheels. And I was flogging them, and I thought, this is lovely, isn't it? So then I bought a moulding machine and put it in my friend's factory, Terry Matthews.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's 12 foot long, this machine. Put it in his factory, had a spare space, and I used to go up there after work till 2-3 o'clock in the morning and mould these wheels. And again, because I was a tool maker, mould maker, worked for Leslie Products, Matchbox Toys. My grounding was with all sorts of tooling, press tool, jigs, fixtures, compression moulding with the old Bakelite and injection. But I didn't know that much about how to do it.
Right.
But I had another friend who still worked at this other moulding company. He came up to Stortford and showed me. He said, I know a bloke can really help you how to mould the wheel. And we're moulding this material, and it was Serling, and that's the coating they put on a golf ball.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't know what if they did in those days. But it was used for the food packaging made by DuPont.
Right.
And they were flying it in from America to me. I was making it in wheels and flying it back to America.
As wheels.
And DuPont were magic, absolutely magic. And I got one of the early urethane ones.
Yeah.
Went to DuPont's in London. He said, we're getting it analysed.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can afford that.
Yeah.
No, he said, won't charge you, he said. We only charge the big companies. They were, and then I started making urethane wheels.
I don't remember you making urethane wheels. I remember
They were honey coloured, the very soft ones, for rain.
Right.
And they were very similar to the Bowen.
Yeah, which I used to have.
Like a very light honey colour.
Yeah, I know the Bowen because I used to, when I used to race on Tatum, I used to have 6 Mach 1 Blues, and then on the inside I used to have the Bowen.
Yeah, and then I made a very similar wheel, but the Bowens was poured urethane. Mine was injection moulded.
Right.
Didn't have the rebound, but they're still very good in their day. But the blue wheel just happened, and I just sold them all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the blue wheel. I mean, and being plastic, they used to taper when you and you used to have to turn around on the skates.
Well, they melt in the heat.
I remember melting. But I just thought, on Titan, it was
smooth surfaces.
It was a great feeling to put a brand new set of Mach 1 Blues on.
Fly around.
What settled on the colour blue? How did that come about, or was it just a...
I was still the bloke head at the factory.
He
said, I've got a bag of colour, because it was clear. It was like glass, water, and then you added your colour.
But you never got into the wheel business after when urethane took off?
No, I was making a living.
Yeah.
But I wasn't making money.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I mean, it's easy. I'm making a couple of quid. I'm making this is nice.
It's not going to...
I was still skating. All I was interested in was still skating. Make some wheels and
it's
go
a bit
skating.
of pocket money, if you like.
But I was doing this full time.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I should have done was charge a lot more money for
the wheels.
And had money for research, development. Because when it went to urethane, I was dead. Stone dead. I was
going to say...
Wood stopped.
Pretty much
overnight. Yeah, virtually. Yeah. It was gone.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the resources to chemicals and, so I went on to another thing. Yeah.
So just moving on from the wheel side, so we spoke about your career and we spoke about the wheel side and the technical aspects and that. How did you feel when Sean and Neil got into skating? Was that like a natural thing? Did you push him into skating?
No, I didn't. I was trying to encourage him. Sean was good at swimming, tennis. Yeah. And I go, we find the money for tennis lessons. We'll go swimming, and he still is a good swimmer. He had the broken back.
Yeah, I had a problem. Yeah.
But he was an incredible swimmer. He still is.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what do you want to mess about in skating for?
Yeah.
Well, you had a really good time, didn't you? I said, yeah, I loved my career. Yeah. There's a lot of heartache in it. Yeah. That you're getting nowhere and you're pushing against a uphill in a sandy conditions against the establishment, training, money, all sorts of problems. No, I don't really want you to have all that. And he went, I want to do it. I said, fine, if you want to do it, then I'll help you. I won't. But I did try and persuade him away from it, from his own point of view.
Yeah.
There was a point in our sport that I said we shouldn't encourage children to stay in our sport.
Right.
Because we're being selfish.
Right.
Our sport's going nowhere. It was going nowhere at one point. You named the era.
Yes,
virtually, when it was stagnant.
Yeah.
And they were using these kids, I felt, in a bad way, just to hold the sport together.
Right.
Without a promise of furthering. Because the establishment just didn't seem to, they seemed to lose it. They said, oh, well, we've had the best time and we'll forget about it.
It's funny, my dad always said that there was almost like a generation missing by the time you'd stopped. That 82, 83, there was you and Dad and say Feet and Mullane had given up, but then you'd got people like
Quinny,
Ashby, Cobley, but there was the McGraths missing, the Downings missing.
And you know why? And I said it to you before, they couldn't get in the team.
Right.
They walked away. I can't get in the team, I walk away from the sport. And because the next generation that should have been pushing us out of the team weren't there anymore, they give up.
They weren't,
Alan Vile.
Yeah, Eddie Bradbrooks. Maybe,
all that sort of era.
Yeah.
They give up because they couldn't beat us.
They couldn't break into that nucleus.
But they could have done exactly what we did, went out and worked bloody hard.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
But they didn't have that ability in their head.
It was a.
Yeah, and that's why we were missing a generation.
There was a generation missing. As I said, I know. See, it's funny because people still think like Cobley came along and he got medals at Europeans, you know.
Yeah.
But never a British champion. Never Cobley. Dan Cobley never British champion.
No.
Rowan Arlo medals at Europeans.
He won British.
Yeah, he won British. Yeah, as did Ashley. But Ashley Arlo finished at 20.
Oh, I know.
You know, and I mean, like, what a talent.
But Tony Marriott.
Tony Marriott.
He told me
he did 2 world championships, I think.
He told me when he was about 20, so I'm finishing at 23. If I said, why?
Yeah.
Why are you finishing at 23?
Yeah.
That was in his head.
Yeah.
And he did.
He did, yeah.
He walked away.
And you know, and I mean, and another talent, another guy who trained himself as well. Funny enough, but you know, I mean, he got died.
Yeah,
but it was
Di had a lot of enthusiasm, and I think Di should have realised there was a point he could take Tony to. He could take him training.
Yeah.
He could give him all the enthusiasm he could give anybody.
Yeah.
And Di was brilliant for that.
Yeah.
But he should have realised there was a point he couldn't take Tony any further.
Yeah.
I did offer at one point. I said to Tony, you know, you and Sean can train together. I'll help you all. Everything I know, I'll help you with.
Yeah.
Whether you're staying in North London or not. I wouldn't encourage him to come out of the club.
Mm.
And he said, no. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What can you say? Nothing you can say.
Nothing you can say.
And that's the point. Di should have encouraged him to do it, because Sean went off to Australia, and when he came back, and I'll tell you what, I think Sean, when he came back, you didn't see him race.
After when we went to New Zealand and Australia, is that the same?
He went off for 6 months.
Oh right, sorry, yeah.
Right, he called in at New Zealand at the Worlds on the way from Nelson or somewhere.
That's right, because that's right.
Yeah.
And he ran. That's right, because I was out in New Zealand with Tony. It was me and Tony in the team, and Lisa. Sean came out with his then girlfriend Laura, I think.
Yes, yeah.
And then we raced in Australia. Sean took my place in actual fact.
Oh right, yes, that's right.
Because I fell in New Zealand.
Yes, yeah.
And I came and I did one race on the track and fell again in Australia. And I said to Beggy, I said, look, can Sean race? Are you up for racing, Sean? I'm done here.
Yeah.
And he raced.
But when he went to Perth and stayed with Billy Begg for a long time, he came home, and I would say he's the fittest, fastest British skater I've seen.
Yeah.
He was phenomenally strong. He was incredibly strong.
Yeah.
He did a start time. Oh, my back's gone. He's a bit of a high pose, Sean. I have to say.
Yeah. I ain't seen him for a while, but
and he had, he went, it's muscular and etc. And I had private medical, and I had him on the medical. So when we come back from Inzel,
I was going to say, I remember him being.
He went up and had a
Inzel.
scan, and he had a 3 mil gap in his spine. He's racing in Inzel.
Yeah.
Because Paolo, do you remember the Brazilian?
Yeah, Paolo Nato.
I spoke to him, and he brought painkilling injections.
Right.
Which was stupid because we don't know. Because
What's
they told him it's only muscular.
Yeah.
So Paolo and me giving Sean injections. He said, which had to do it. He said, the doctor said just put it in the muscle, it's fine. So we're giving him all this, and then in the end, Sean, it was too much.
Yeah. I remember him because he didn't skate much after that. Then
no,
he didn't go away.
No, he had the operation soon after he got back.
I remember him. So I remember him being in trouble in Inzel.
And he never skated again.
No,
he put his skates on, but he never raced.
Yeah,
but he was incredible.
Yeah,
he was. I couldn't believe how fit and strong and fast he was.
It's funny, isn't it? Is that like? I mean, as I said, you stopped in '83. My dad stopped in '87, and then '88 was funny because it was mine and Sean's first time away as a senior international, I believe. It certainly was mine. I think Sean in 1988 in France. It was his first time at a Europeans.
No, you was in the team. Sean was either reserve. He was out there watching.
No, it weren't because we won the relay in France.
No, that's right. Yeah.
We won the relay on the track.
Yes.
But was you there?
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, how did you?
We were camping.
I was going to say, you must have been. It was quite funny. It was quite a funny race, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
because Sean's going, what's going on?
Well, the funny thing was that I was supposed to finish, and at one stage in the race, we'd missed the changeover, and the judges hadn't picked it up, and it was only because I looked to my right and saw that I was actually on the same track.
No, but go back to the first race.
On the
track.
Yeah, because he'd raced road with me to start.
No, the first race that weekend on the track.
Yes.
Was Gravway.
Yeah,
They give him the silver medal, and he left it on the.
that was the race that I fell, and
that
Sean
was to do
fell.
with the bell.
It was.
They had a mix up with the lap board and the bell.
Yeah.
And they made a decision. The bell would denote the last lap. Whatever the lap board, because the bloke had forgot to turn it over.
Yeah.
They said, whatever the lap board says, the bell says it's the last race.
That's right.
Last lap.
Last lap.
And the lap board went wrong again, but they rang the bell.
That's right.
And Sean finished.
Yeah, but the thing was, we'd actually raced it. In other words, we'd missed a changeover, so actually left Sean for 2 laps, which meant that he ended up finishing.
Yes.
And what had happened was, because I was initially on against Perron, and then we switched in the race because we missed the changeover, and I just stepped off the track.
Sean finished the race thinking, what's going on?
Well, Sean finished it.
Didn't know it won.
And that's right, because I didn't know either, and I went onto the track then.
The Cesaris was standing next to me, said, they've won. They're first.
Well, I didn't know. I ran onto the track and asked Sean to push me.
Yeah.
And
the race was finished.
And Marriott skated up to me and went, "We've fucking won it, says we've effing won." And I said, "No, we ain't." So
that was peculiar.
Yeah.
Very peculiar. And I remember Sean going, what's going on?
And yet, you know, so, but isn't it funny?
That was all about the first race.
And there you go, Fry McGeough. The funny thing is that night was one of the quietest nights I've ever had as a skater. We went out, had a beer, and all went to bed.
They said you was a bit of a wuss.
Yeah, we was. I learned later. So let's put it.
Well, actually, just after that, I got in the car at 6 o'clock and drove 9 hours back home.
So. What do you make of the sport today? I mean, I know you're not around the track much these days. And I know you did have a little involvement recently with the national team or the federation, I think. Didn't you?
I never went to them. Oh, yeah, I was given tracksuits and numbers. I never even saw the tracksuit on the numbers.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I've done this a few times in the past because I earned money out skating. I gave as much as I could back. I think twice I did the Junior Europeans.
Right.
Their tracksuits. I mean, I give everyone a set of wheels at Southampton, which is not a lot, but it's, you know, it's all I could manage. And Andy Paul said, "We need tracksuits." So I said, "Yeah, all right. What's it going to cost, and how much for your numbers and stuff like that?" So I bought them, and I thought afterwards, you know, they're so stupid. They want people to sponsor them. Now I'm in the sport, and they couldn't even say thank you.
Yeah.
I never got I said, all I want is a picture. With all the team in my tracksuits. Never got that.
Right.
I never saw the numbers.
Really?
Don't know what was on them. Never saw them. And I thought, you know, not even a letter to say thank you very much.
Yeah,
nothing. I thought, what chance have you got with a non-skating person to get them to sponsor if you can't be bothered to thank your own? And that's when I went, no thanks. And I went to Tainton Park and I was a bit sad to see the state of the skating, really.
Yeah. What do you make of it? Do you think? I mean, let's make no bones about it. We are the weakest nation in the world. In the world, and that's not just that's not being critical. That's just a hard, simple fact.
Yeah, but look at Billy Begg put on Facebook 44 medals. The Italians won 1.
I know.
The Americans won 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Asians and South Americans won the rest.
Yeah.
Total switch round.
It is. It is.
But it's the inlines.
Yeah. Well, I
believe it's the inlines.
Well, I tell you what, right? I'm not overly convinced by that. And I'll tell you why. I went to Mar del Plata in '97.
Right.
Chris Stafford was racing in the team, and I said I'd go away and watch, right? And they held the Junior Worlds as well as the Senior Worlds at the same time.
Right.
And it was the first time they'd ever held them together at the same time.
Yeah.
And I went there, and I saw Colombia Juniors, and I come back and wrote the report, and I said
how good they were.
Colombia will be the next force in this sport without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. And I, 10 years later, I was proven right. Colombia now. I mean, it's the Colombia China Taipei Korea show.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. Everybody else is picking up the scraps.
Yeah.
And you've had the individuals like your Chad Hendricks and your Joe Mantiers like picking up the goals, but really, and I don't know as it is the inlines, because when inlines first came out, I was in that transitional period, so I'd gone from quads to inlines. I was never a world beater.
No, right.
But the people who were world beaters on quads, were world beaters on inlines.
At first, yes, they were.
They were.
They
yeah,
were,
you know.
exactly.
And then you look at it. You look at them technically.
Para won on quads
Yeah.
and inlines.
Yeah, Muse.
And on ice.
Muse. Desley Hill.
Muse.
Muse
Yeah,
won.
of course they did.
Yeah, Desley Hill
And they
won.
did on the. Did they do inlines?
Yeah, Desley Hill won on inlines in Rome in '92. Muse.
All right.
Yeah, you know, so you know.
Okay.
So you know, but there was also a small nucleus of skaters who were coming. Chad Edrick was only ever
What
skating
team
in
are they?
inlines. Put a cup of tea, so because I was gasping. That's for you.
He's doing more talking.
So,
than
I
me.
know, I know. So, I mean, we're nearly coming to the end there. But I just, we was just talking about the sport in this country. And we were saying, you know, we are undoubtedly the worst nation in the world. And
Well, I didn't know that, but I mean, I could guess.
And as I said, it's not a criticism; it's a fact. It is a fact.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame. But you know, and I know you're not around the tracks much these days. But do you have a view on what is wrong with the sport in this country at the moment?
With skating?
Yeah. Well, I mean, sport in general, I suppose, but skating predominantly, obviously. I mean, I'm just the only reason I say that is because I suppose because I still go to. I don't go to all the races these days, but I suppose where I'm coming from is I have a view on it. You see, and I look at it and I think because we have got such a small amount of skaters now,
that doesn't help.
It doesn't help
At all.
But I don't see anybody with any fire in the belly.
There's a lot of kids racing, though, isn't there? The last time I was there was a lot of kids skating.
There is kids racing. Yeah, there is.
But they've got nothing to attain to.
Yeah, that's right.
When I saw 16-year men going round slow, and I thought I could put my skates on and keep up with them.
Well, Sutty Atkins is our best skater. He's 40 and he's like, you know what I mean, and like good skater.
They only do what they need to do to race in domestically.
Yeah.
There's nothing. They don't seem to be looking beyond that.
There's no aspirations, is there?
They probably think, oh, well, we can't beat them, so we just stay in our own little pool.
But when you was on your way up, you know, did you look domestically and think, I want to beat that guy, I want to beat that guy, or did you think, I want to be a world champion?
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to be.
I want to be. So
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, because I
didn't know how to do it. Even.
But I know my dad always used to say that, like, if he was world champion, he would beat the others anyway. So if his aspirations were to be a world champion,
he'd beat all the others on the way.
All the others, you just beat them on the way.
Exactly.
I don't see that being a world champion or taking part in a world or European championships has the same sort of emphasis on people today as it did.
No, we had to work harder to get in the team because there was too many people that could beat you if you didn't train hard. I loved my training.
Oh, you must be the only one ever.
I absolutely loved to train.
Really?
I used to go over a car park over at Hertford, the county hall. They let me use the car park. Very smooth asphalt, flat track, which is very similar. Because when Mulaney come down and train, he says, "No wonder you beat us at bloody Granby Halls." It's not much different, you know.
After they clean up the elephants,
I'd do 15 mile in the morning, 15 mile in the afternoon. I was able to do that at this point with my own business and everything else, but I just absolutely loved. It was exhilarating. I could go down a hill, not too steep a hill, but it was a hill, and I still go up that road past the Paradise Park Zoo.
Right, yeah.
And it goes down the hill, and it went like that. And I could go down at over 40 mile an hour, and it was the best feeling in the world to have the fitness to be able to go at that speed.
Yeah.
And I just love it.
Yeah.
And if you don't enjoy training, you'll never enjoy anything else.
More than I was never a big favourite. But
all races are won in training.
I agree. Yeah.
The race is easy.
Yeah, it's true.
You train properly, the race is easy.
Yeah.
Unless everyone else is trained like you.
Yeah.
Then the race is not as easy.
Yeah. But they did, didn't they? Don't you think that was the point? You said how hard it was to break into the team.
Yeah.
Everybody was training hard, which is why talent was what shone through, and it was talent that got selected. See, probably about 10 years ago, we went through a period where we've got some but half decent skaters.
Yeah.
But really, there was only 4 or 5 of them, and they all made the team. And it became that it was a walk in the park for them to make the team.
Yeah.
And because there was no competition domestically, and because everybody was all pally and chummy, that just for me, I looked at it and just thought, it spilled over into the international scene, and now we're just a victim of that.
I don't know where they'd go from here.
I don't.
I really don't know.
I
mean, I've heard Tatum Park's been resurfaced and it's quick.
It is, yeah. I mean,
All right, they don't use flat tracks anymore.
No,
It's bank. It's flat, isn't it? All the worlds are now on flat tracks. They changed the rules, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're not flat tracks. I don't know. They're still banked. But they're not.
Slightly. They're not parabolic.
They're not parabolic tracks. No, they're not.
They're flat tracks tipped up.
Yeah.
See that again? That was La Roche.
Yeah.
That was a flat track tipped up. Wasn't really a bank track.
Yeah.
And that's why we were so good on there, because it was, to us, it was a flat track with assistance on the bend.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful for us. But I don't know. And the answer is it's once the people, or 1 or 2 of them, really want to have something.
Yeah.
These are the ones that are going to change it. Because it's no good you taking them away and trying to instill that into them. You can't.
Well, our senior representative this year in the European Championships, I think, was 6 seconds off the pace in a 200-metre time trial.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And really, that's not knocking the guy.
No.
But perfectly honest, is that like you shouldn't be putting them sort of people on the same stretch of tarmac. But what do you do? And I don't know the answer. Do you send a team? Because we should be represented, or do you just get realistic and say we ain't got anybody? And I don't know the answer is the truth.
No.
I'm just, it's.
I mean, if I was the person, I wouldn't want to go.
Yeah.
It's not a question of shall we send them.
Yeah.
It's the people saying, no, I shouldn't go. I'm not good enough to go.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think some of our skaters suffer from delusions of grandeur. I think they think they're better than what they actually are.
Going back to when I was team manager in Italy and Australia.
Yeah.
It was the year they had the Junior Europeans. Gravwee was racing.
Yeah.
And I thought the top 10 of those could beat a lot of the Europeans, seniors.
Yeah.
I was damn sure the top 10 would beat all our seniors or give them a bloody good race. And then the next year they're going to send in the juniors. And I was saying, honestly, if you imagine those juniors could race against our seniors and probably beat them, that's the level you're looking at. Do you really want your child to be humiliated? Because there is no way in this world are they going to live with them.
Yeah.
Within 2 laps they're out the back door.
That's right.
So do you really want them in tears to be humiliated? And I wouldn't allow a team to go then at that year. And I was the team manager, selector, and I was talking to Malcolm, I think, was looking after him at the time. And excuse me.
Sorry.
And I said, it's not right for them to go, just to take part. Oh, well, he'll be too old next year. I said, but really, and then they hadn't seen the juniors, these parents.
Yeah.
And then the next year they went, oh no, see what you're talking about now. I said, well, exactly.
There's a difference between making the numbers up but being there, and just not being at the races.
Yes.
You can be last in every event, but last the distance. And
you're in the same lap,
in the same
half lap.
But if you're going to be 2 laps and off,
what's the point?
Well, but again, it's this age-old question: do you go to gain the experience because you can't get it unless you go, but again,
it's very difficult.
It is a difficult one, and I don't know the answer.
You tend to think maybe, well, we send them,
and
then look at what they've got to do.
Yeah.
Then you've got to look at the person.
Yeah.
And be able to understand that person. Will he crack? Will he go, I want some of this, and come home and I'm going to work hard and get it, or come home and go, I can't do that, and walk away? We're not psychologists,
No, and we had a
difficult.
We had a kid a couple of years ago, a guy called James Ashby. I don't know if you know James Ashby, but and to be fair, really strong kid, youngster from Wiz Beach Rail, Hugh Doggett guy, really strong kid, really, and he was domestically, he was very strong, and a bit of a mighty midget really, but he got selected to go to the Euros and did it, and he was middle of the pack. To be fair,
Right, that's all right.
You know, you're thinking, you know,
Fine.
wouldn't then go to the Worlds, and the reason he gave was, I don't want to go and get ruled off. And to be fair, my first reaction was, there's a guy there who's got no desire to. I would have given if I was middle of the pack in the Euros, I'd have given my right arm to be in a team to go to a World Championships.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it. I see it as
there's the thing. He would never be good enough. Because he's not got that in his head.
Yeah.
It's not a question of, you know, I'm not good enough. It's I'll never be good enough.
But where's the fire? Where's
There
the
isn't.
where's the
gone.
passion to be better than
I
what
don't
you
know.
are? You know,
You
and
can't-
especially if you're only 16, 17, and you're thinking, I've got 10 years if I want it.
Yeah.
You know, I can use this. I am middle road. I am going to be in the same lap at the finish straight. You know.
But then the other thing they're looking at is these seniors going off to World Championships and getting lashed off the back.
Yeah.
And I think, well, I can't beat them. What chance have I got? And then you've got the rot.
Yeah.
Then the rot really sets in. If I can't beat them, what chance have I got at Worlds? But then, again, this James, should have been saying was, I'll get there. I'm going to go and I'm going to have a go with them and see how far I can get against them and see what I've got to beat. And I'll come home and I'll work hard to beat them. But obviously he didn't have that in him.
No.
So you can't give that to a child.
I suppose, and
anyone.
And the world's full of different people, I suppose. So, couple of final questions. First of all, anything you regret?
When skating, I'm sure there must be somewhere. I'm sure there must be, yeah.
Is there anything you think, anything you would have done differently?
The one thing when I finished, I was saying these people had this era of 3 years. I got to the point was I couldn't do any more in my career. I tried my utmost. I trained hard. I had my own equipment because I made my own skates.
Yeah.
In the end, I was making my own speed skates. I couldn't have done any better. I had a little bit of odd luck here and there. It could have gone the other way. It could have won 3 world titles in a weekend, or you ended up in hospital. As it was, I ended up in hospital. You know, went through the barrier at the end of the race. But I've walked away with thinking I could have won, and I know honestly I could have won and should have won. So I didn't come away thinking defeated.
So
As such.
so you know, are you, with that knowledge and the confidence that you could have won, is that enough for you?
Had to be.
Because
I couldn't look back and pine for what never happened.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, I think I realised my full potential. If you don't win anything within that time, there's not much you can do about that, but you know that you've done everything you could to do what you did. So walking away and thinking I could have done more would have been a regret.
So you believe that you'd done enough to win, you just didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I was good enough. I was good enough.
Yeah.
I was good as anybody on that track.
Yeah.
And everyone should have that belief when you walk on the track. You can't walk on there and think, I can't beat these.
Do you miss it?
I missed fitness and when I was at full speed, if you like. That's...
Do you miss the competition?
Yeah, I do. I mean, but you can't go back. I mean, I miss what I don't think, I wish I had that now. But that's age. You get older, you know. You do...
I know.
You do what you do in life, and you can't look back and I'd love to be. We'd all love to be what we were 30 years ago.
Are you just competing on the golf course though?
With myself,
Oh right.
which is a different thing entirely. You know, you like to win. I've won quite a lot at golf, in fact. But they say it's between you and the golf course, and it is absolutely true. Like today, I got 36 points. I had a few dodgy shots here and there, but I had some terrific shots.
Yeah.
I was 3 points off the lead. I don't care, but I had a good game of golf, and I've played as good as I could on the day. And it's only even the tour guys go haywire. So you know, we beat ourselves up all the time, golfers. I tell you, we put it on the green. We're about 5 foot from. Oh, could have been closer. You're 180 yards out, mate.
Yeah.
Thursday I had a different golf course at Epping, 180 yards par 3. I was 8 foot from the pin. I was the only one out of 35 to get on the green, so I got nearest the pin. Love it, you know. Today, I mean, I'm playing a 205 par 3. You've got a lake there, trees. So I'm 5-iron today. Yeah. And I was just on the edge of the green. It's one of the hardest holes on the golf course, it is. But I'm so pleased to have got there with that club. Yeah. I mean, pros are at a 5-iron, sort of 240 yards, you know, fair enough. But one of the things I used to do with skating was, whatever race I was doing, I went to the line. We was in San Sesto in Milan. And I said to Tom, he started looking at his wheels going, oh, I saved them. I go, but what do you mean save them? Tom, you're not going to be anything bigger than a world championship. Why are you saving them for tape and pulp? He went, oh, I know what you mean. That's right there. You go and have a shower, you clean your teeth, comb your hair, put your clean clothes on, you put your best wheels on, you say to yourself, I've done all the training, there's nothing else, I go to that line, there's nothing else I can do but race. And all the preparation I've done are as good as they can be. Don't care if it was raining last week and you weren't well, you get to that line, there's no more excuses. You don't go there and go, oh, I've got a bit of a cold. You go there and say, I'm in the best possible condition, I've got the best equipment on, there's only me and the others, that's it. And if you can't do that, you've got a problem. My view anyway.
Well, Mick,
so there you go.
Well, that's been 2 hours and a thoroughly enjoyable 2 hours. It really has. It's been fascinating for me, and I'm sure a lot of people will,
I hope they enjoy it. Or
well, you know, I'm sure they will. Well, if they don't, then they don't know what they're doing, do they?
Well, that's their problem.
But no, I really appreciate it. So thanks a lot, and you know, as I said, I'm running out of tape rapidly, but. Well, from a multi-British champion, double European champion and world medalist, Mick McGeough, thank you very much. Thank you.